Hello and welcome to Failure and Analysis. I'm playing Blood Bowl 2 with my Halfling team. This is Game 4 against Nurgle. But we've got a lot more inducements this time. 460k. So let's take a look at his team real quick. Don Fan, 3-0-0, a great Nurgle start. He's got a beast, but it looks like he lost a warrior. Ooh, a block beast. And a dodge pestigore, so 1 ball carrier. 3 rerolls to be stolen. So a chef. Oh, 300k. Okay, so yeah, it's just expensive. And a babe.
I hope you've prayed enough. I know I have. Now let's play.
I guess it gets down to 250, the Nuffle Altar. The Stinky Boys Stadium.
Here come the girls. Enough will bless those bouncing pom-poms.
Only one. Block Mighty Blow. So, yeah, just block, strength 7, 2 movement. Alright. Block is a huge improvement. And no take root. But he has Loner. And if I want to throw teammates, I'll probably have to have a tree guy back. But I'll just bash him a little. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Because 2 big guys is always better than 1.
Not well, large thud. Not well at all. How you doing, man? I've lost some players. Like a bag of smashed grass. Yeah, you got a KO though. Look at me now. How you doing, BHR Gaming? Welcome to the channel. Good to hear. Yeah, this has been pretty rough. Like, I switched over. I didn't restart the team, but I sold. I didn't rebuy some dead halflings. I sold as much as I could to get down to 650. So I'm playing the 3 tree mode. But, yeah, it's been rough. Sort of 2 games in a row now. I've not really been in the game. And that's the hardest part for me is you get a couple of take roots and you lose a few halflings and it's just like you're out of the game. You're just watching them play. I don't want to watch someone else play. I want to play. Right. Yeah. I like that. But there's a lot of times where... Okay, so the first part of the game is getting hits in with your trees, right? And sort of until they become ineffective. Like they either take root or the play just moves away and there's no one left to hit. And then it becomes, well, start tossing halflings. But by the time, I feel like by the time that they're becoming obsolete is also sort of the same time you're running out of ammo, right? Your halflings have been disappearing from the pitch. So it's like you have 3 halflings left, 4 halflings left. It's not uncommon to lose a halfling a turn. And so you can chuck, but the one halfling, even when chucked, especially on defense, is going to have almost no impact. He can make some 2-die uphill blocks without block, but... And so a lot of times the game just evolves into your tree's not doing anything, and your 3 or 4 remaining halflings running for their lives. Or deciding whether or not to stand up. So yeah, and that, you know, that's to be expected. It's a team designed to be comical, not competitive. Playing them in a competitive environment, a highly competitive environment. So I'm not saying I'm right to expect. I have a right to expect anything better, but I just don't know if it puts them in a place where I just don't want to play them. That's my worry. Or it's. And I wouldn't even mind losing every... Oh, wow, he took it. And he really took it. I wouldn't mind losing every game as long as I was playing and having fun and actively engaging. But when I'm not, that's the hard part, right? When I'm just staring at the screen watching him move his guys down the field to score while he's murdering my halflings. Yeah, Bloodlust can really self-destruct as well. And that's another team that I'm not sure I would enjoy playing. Not just because Bloodlust can wreck you, but because of the maintenance level of playing it. Like, do I really want to spend so much time repositioning thralls and chasing them around with vampires that are rolling ones versus just playing Blood Bowl, right? It's like such a different game. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It's tough. Finally got him. Take that, beast. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I wonder... Like, goblins are hard to win with too, but I feel like they have enough secret weapons that are really potent on the field that you sort of always have these options. You know, not only do you have the 2 trolls, but You've got, you know, a ball and chain that's doing its thing every turn, potentially wrecking and providing some fun. You've got a chainsaw running around somewhere. The Pogoer can do some interesting things potentially. The bomber, I mean, I just had a great time with bombers. So even though there are games where you're losing a goblin a turn for the first half of the half, you're still doing something, and it's fun and engaging and interesting.
Yeah, smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
There you go. Just make 2 die uphill blocks and take both downs. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to dodge those guys away. Oh, kind of because I didn't want to expose the ball, but yeah, it's a simple mistake. Lost 2 halflings. Seemed harmless. He's just like, sweet, I get to farm some dudes. Hey, BHR Gaming 1, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent. Smack.
So I think I'm going to play one more game with these guys, this game here, and then I didn't have Khemri, but New Kid has graciously granted me 1,000 bits in order to buy the Khemri. And so I'm going to try the Khemri.
Come on, guys. Team spirit is the key. Well, except for me.
Oh, he's got block. What a beast. Dun 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 dun. that's I'm not sure that's the way it works, but I'm willing to try it. Yes, I would play dwarves if you gave me 1,000 bits. The going rate for me to play a team I don't want is 1,000 bits. Probably potatoed a little early, because this guy is just free and clear, and these riders can dodge pretty easily, so I'm not sure about this move. We'll see. Yes, they are, Large said. Halflings are like SVP pinatas. You just hit them with a stick and see what comes out on your birthday. Yeah, I could have stayed secure. This was foolish. I thought I had enough halflings to cover, but I didn't.
Get next to the wall, careful.
Man, so
And if that doesn't work,
I get wrecked. Dope.
look at this. Crash, bang, wow. I love adding my own sound effects.
Yeah, but I do have dwarves. And... Oops. They can be played. Uh-oh. Dwarves. Oh no. Is it what? Okay, I need to hear it officially though. I don't know if you're just throwing bits at me or... Oh, sorry, BHR Gaming. A bit is like this thing you can get on Twitch, and it's sort of their currency. So you spend real money to get bits, and then you can sort of cheer people on in the channel by, you know, cheer 100 or whatever the command is. I'm not sure, but and then it gives them some of your bits, and it's basically a bit is 1 penny. So. Okay, apparently I'm playing dwarves. I'm playing Khemri first, but I am playing dwarves after that. So you are in the queue for dwarves. Thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. And I will name someone John Yaya in your honor. Yeah, this game is over 20 years old, and I think 86 was the first board game version, and yeah, I've been playing it since then, off and on, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's no joke. See if we can get a good scatter here. Well, there's a good injury. That's a good scatter. Hey, new kid, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. Very generous. Yeah, the 3 trees, I mean, this time they're performing, right? Like, they're just killing it. Oh no, foul appearance. Now I have to run a halfling in. To a tentacle beast. Let's try to pick the ball up. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, they're really performing. I mean, that 3rd tree is pretty impactful. It also lets you do like what the mummies do and the tomb guardians do, which is just push down the field in this unstoppable ant march until one of them stand firms or takes root. But then, yeah. And you can just walk your halflings in behind it until they need to stunty dodge into the touchdown. Yeah, we'll see. Even a tree, yeah. I mean, the tree just... he can't care about personal hygiene that much, right? So, I mean, that's just a foreign world to him. But he looks at this thing and he's just like, no, I'm not. I can't get whatever he calls that sappy stuff coming out of him on me. This is Deep Root Strong Branch too. Like, he's seen it all. Wasn't this the name of the tree they tried to give me? Now they're running for their lives. This is just great. It's trees, look out. They're like, it'll take them 6 turns to get to us. We'll be fine. That's right, BHR Gaming. Yeah, the Khemri have the 4 Strength 5 Tomb Guardians and trouble picking up the ball. But once they have the ball, they're reasonably good at getting it down the field in a timely way. Let's get some 3 dice on this. Although I wanted to push him away from the beast, so the beast will get stupid. And now I've really messed it up because, well, I guess I could blitz here. Let's see how this goes. Dag nabbit. Oh well. Now I'll blitz. And hope that doesn't happen. But it did.
Beautiful. Now we're going to need a lumberjack.
I have to serve halflings up to these guys to keep them off the ball. Oy, such is life. Get in there, Thud. That's funny. The Khemri are your team. Especially with elves. Like, elves can traditionally exploit their inability to pick up the ball. But, yeah, it's like Skaven for me. I just have a lot of trouble beating Skaven for some reason. I guess it's time to try to pick up the ball. Hey, alright. Should I try to dodge? I didn't think it would work, but hey. Worth a try. Oh, with orcs, yeah, for sure. I mean, orcs have a terrible time with lizards, too. Like, anyone who can match their strength and then some is just in a really rough position. And I believe the strategy against orcs with both of those teams is just sick their big guys on your blitzers. And it's like, once your blitzers are sort of marked out of the game, it's not like the black orcs are going to accomplish anything by themselves, you know? So, yeah, that's just a rough matchup. Yeah, set up the net, as it's called, not a cage, but a net. Yeah, and that's all you can do, right? Like, I try to do the net, and it makes them have to make more rolls, but they're not as difficult. But yeah. So that was just silly. I run out of halflings. They're all stunned. Is there one under here? Check under the pillows, the couch cushions. They could be hiding. Take root.
Looks like his.
Foul appearance.
I'm not so sure.
It's all coming apart.
Not enough flat out on the field like you.
Oh, I should have blitzed. Oh. Should have just stunned. That's a nice outfit on him. He is pretty great looking. definitely did that right.
Fast and impossible to tell. Love it.
I love how I can't risk a GFI because it's one of my last halflings, and hitting the pitch and just get him sent off. Yeah, before their gutter runners level is definitely your best option. And you can block their gutter runners down since they don't have block. But yeah, you can only play deep for so many turns. Then you gotta, I mean, with a bash team, right? No, my halflings. Oh, Lurkin Z. Did I use my Yappo already? Oh, I sold my Yappo, that's right. Yeah. Alright, it's not over. It's not over. He's rooted, no one to hit. Foul appearance. It's getting obnoxious. Deep root though. He's on it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I'm not sure about this play.
Tries to secure the ball. Get it.
Hey, all right.
Ball. You gotta get rid of your opponent first.
But I don't have the movement, so he gets 2 blocks against me. 1 with block. Gonna be rough. I guess I could try to toss it. No, I can't. I'm in foul appearance. Brutal. Yeah, I think Scott Skaven are
Get the ball forward. The end zone is in sight.
an extremely well-built hybrid team. They have their weaknesses, but they can do crazy damage with developed storm vermin. They can play crazy agility games with their gutter runners.
Give me more random fire.
But they have a lot of problems with sustainability in Eternal Leagues that are heavy on bash. Shock. No, they have Ag3, so they can't dodge away like elves can. And that's their big problem with survivability. That, and they don't have agility access for dodge, but so they tend to just get hit first turn, probably go down. If not, they stay down or take more armor breaks trying to jump away and failing.
Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
Well then, I don't think I'm scoring here because I ran out of halflings. It is theoretically possible. It's also possible to just hit this guy. Yeah, and then they have pretty good one-turn touchdown access too. Yeah, the Storm Vermin and the Ogres and the Ogre are 8s, but everyone else is 7.
I've seen mushrooms.
So they're more armored than elves, a lot more. 2 of the elf teams, anyway.
The ball isn't really headed.
Right. Yeah, the Roger is questionable. I would probably run him, just because I like to steer into the hybrid nature of them. But I don't play them at all. It's one of the reasons they're my kryptonite, because I don't play them to really figure out what their weaknesses are, other than just high attrition.
I don't want to return to the game.
Alright, 3 rerolls. He's got 1. I got some dudes. Oh, not my fast guy though. Yeah, they can score in 1 turn pretty easily if you don't set up well. Especially once the gut runners are leveled up a bit. Another reason I hate them. Easy 1-turners.
Hey, I can sing. Did you know that, Joe?
Really?
No need to be like that. My life coach says.
The benefit to firing players, BHR Gaming, is keeping your TV low in the Champions Ladder especially is pretty valuable. And when you, after you level certain positionals up a couple of times, the value of additional skills beyond the first couple starts to diminish. And so it becomes this question of bloat, is what they call it. Like, is your team bloated to the point where you're not getting great value out of it? The players and the skills that you've chosen. And so is it worth just firing him and getting another guy? Some teams, some positionals suffer from this a lot more than others, but it's typically true with like linemen, where it's like they only have normal access, and you've leveled the guy up 4 or 5 times, and the stuff you're taking is just, you know, like, I never use this, but I had to take something. So that's the kind of thing that people consider. Let's see if he can catch it in 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2 disturbing presence zones. He cannot. Oh, terrible. Oh, that's good. That's a good skill. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the elf lineman. It's like.
The ball is
Yeah, I once fired and this is probably not the right call, but I was so intent at an orc team that I was leveling on CCL, and I was so concerned about getting to the 1500 point before I was fully ready to face the killer chaos teams that I fired a strength 4 lineman. That's because it was all he had, and I was still mostly just using my blitzers and black orcs to do stuff. And it's like, I fired a 4 strength lineman. I was so paranoid about the TV, and I was just like, is that right? Probably not. Like, on any other piece, no question, right? But yeah, the same is true of inducements. So they have the inducement system to make it so your 1K team gets a ton of inducements versus a 3K team. But they also have diminishing returns in my mind. Like, the wizard is great, certain star players are amazing, but after that, not real sure you're getting full value. And he just has so many skills, right, compared to your team, that it's going to be pretty bad. But if his 3K team is full of bloat, like a bunch of skills that are useless against your team specifically, then he might actually in reality only have a 2K team because he's just spent crazy. I mean, 1,000 TVs, probably not realistic, but you know what I'm saying. I'll be back on camera in just 1 minute.
Safety in numbers.
It reminds me of the famous story of Nurgling.
Hold it! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Sometimes the underdog.
Look at this! Attack! I can't connect to the game.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, like the yeah, the classic example is, a bunch of dudes with claw against your AV7 team. No, not at all. Not at all, BHR Gaming. Keep asking. That's how we get better. There's, I'm here to answer questions, and there's a lot of pretty good players, better than me, in that are in the chat who can answer your questions really well. And I think, for the most part, unless you're hyper competitive, and there are some of those, most of us just want more people to play against that are better. Like, we want a nice, healthy environment full of good, competent, fun coaches. So, to that end, yeah, ask questions. Should I just try this? I don't know. Should I just 1 and 9 this?
You may see that player later.
Yeah, so if he has 5 tackle, or not 5 tackle, if a team has 5 claw and your whole team is AV7, That's 100 TV worth of value he's getting nothing from. And that's close to, you know, that's close to buying a wizard or, you know, a bribe or an extra Appo or something. Doesn't actually work that way, but if your team is optimized, right, and you're getting full value out of yours, then you're just going in with 5 extra skills that he doesn't have that could be really meaningful across the course of the game. So
Look at all those men sitting there. Oh, wait. What's happening? He's going to sleep. And maybe we will see him on the pitch later.
oh, awesome. Yeah, I've got a bunch of videos on YouTube and on my Twitch channel here, but what do you mean by analysis vids for the teams? Like, sort of what's good and what's bad about them, how to build them, that kind of thing, like strategy guides?
It's getting quiet in the morning.
Yeah, because I would agree, there probably aren't a lot of those on YouTube. There are some, but they're like if you go to my thing, it's here's 20 games with a race, and I try to include, although I haven't done this lately, I should have, the team build video as well. Like, here's my build, this is why I want to do it. But you have to kind of watch all 20 of the videos I've played with that team in order to get a really good sense of the strategies I employ. Because I talk about the strategies as well as trying to play them, but it's not like in a tight package like you're suggesting, where it's like, here's a half an hour of the do's and don'ts, the strengths and weaknesses, you know, of a particular race, how to build the positionals, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that would be amazing to see more of. Maybe I would do that at some point as well. I've been trying to do skill videos. I recorded one, but the sound was terrible, so I had to redo it, but I haven't yet. So I do intend to do videos for each of the skill groups, just talking about kind of rating them in the tiered system, and as well as discussing some of the game design behind them. As a game designer, I love talking about game design, so I like to talk about what people do and why. It's really sad that I lost my most advanced halfling here, but the march is on.
Smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
Here come the trees. Oh, okay, like a top 10. Yeah, and that kind of thing is pretty hotly debated. There is a tier list, but I think it's based off win percentages across so many different formats that, and the formats are so varied, and teams' performance in each format is so varied that they're essentially useless. But yeah, it'd be nice to see more people just talking about, do I have a halfling back here? No.
On balance, I prefer the passing to running down the field. The one tactic is for the intellectual elite. The
I
other
could one die this
is for simple.
fool. I think I'll do
I
that
like running down the field.
rather than just try to get away from tentacles and fail. Oh, you roll it even. That's how much I love this halfling. If he dies, he dies. He's running out of dudes. I like it. I'm running out of dudes too, but yeah, vamps. Vamps can get decent. The trickiness with vamps is you have to just not take a lot of vamps. You only take 3 or 4 vamps, right? And that's it. And once they get leveled up and they get some skills and they get pro to fight off the bloodlust, like, they can be pretty tough. But starting out, they're pretty bad.
Loose ball is a dangerous ball.
But they do get better. So they're, you know, this kind of thing where they're better in Eternal Leagues than they are in like a short format, where it's like you're in a tournament and you start with 1,000 TV team and you're only going to play 6 games or whatever. But I remember seeing some Vamp teams up at in the highest divisions of Orca-Cola back when I played. So, you know, some competent coaches playing them and getting them leveled up and, you know, keeping them optimized, and they turned out to be pretty good.
Go, big guy. Trample.
Obviously, your mileage may vary. It is very satisfying to bully Nurgle warriors all over the field, though. Especially with block and deep root. Yeah. What a difference block makes.
Priest Paws would struggle to dodge that massive item.
Yeah, great example, Large Thud. Ducky, who's one of the best coaches in the world, and he he takes a team like Vamps, plays them well, optimizes them well. Hey, Cactus7474, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. You're just in time to see my Halfling 1-die a Dodger.
Be a sap. I love it when that happens.
Look at them twinkle toes there.
Ooh, Tentacle Master. Juegos de LAN. Boxcars. Boxcar Satisfaction. I don't believe so, BHR Gaming. I think they have their own leagues, according to Goblin Spy. They have their own champion ladders and whatnot, so I think they're on different servers. Which is always a shame, because the communities are small enough, you know, it's like, get them together. So we have more people to play.
It's about to get punched above and below.
Not another halfling. No. Slow cool down for the count.
We call that Knuckles Kiss.
I like Necromantic a lot. It's probably my favorite team to play. But I would say I'm better. Oh, that's great. Oh, so close. I would say I'm better with Dark Elves than with Necromantic. But the first time I qualified with in the Champions Ladder was with a Necromantic team. Yeah, and I had a Strength 4 Ghoul with block, and he was amazing. Bellahapia, thank you very much for the follow, really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Blood Bowl royalty in the house. Bellahapia, who is the last year's Champion Ladder winner with humans, no less. He is my hero for playing humans and playing them so well that he puts the rest of us to shame. I have a real soft spot for humans, but I think they struggle in the CCL because it's so bash heavy. And they are difficult to perform well with, but he knocked it out of the park, the Grand Slam, all the way to the finals and won it. So, good morning to you, Bellahopia. Well, it's looking a little stretched. I really shouldn't have been pushing these guys sideline. I should have kept them central so I could no, a rooted tree. Here's where it starts. How did he get this guy over here? He was stranded. You're welcome, Bellahopia. I practiced it for days, just in case you swung by. Foul appearance. Can't wait to see those numbers. Oh! Is that a level? That is a level. You regen though, so sad days are here again. Harassment mode is on. Guess I'll just come back and see. I don't see a lot of mixed teams. There are a couple of leagues that do the mixed team thing. I don't prefer to play in those leagues. I feel like the game already has enough sort of min-maxing. And you know, a min-maxed meta that doesn't change very much is the enemy of any kind of game like this where you're hoping for replayability, right? So I feel like mixed teams, and I could be totally wrong about this because I haven't actually played it, but I feel like a lot of the teams in those leagues would be down to like 2 builds or something like that that are just completely optimized, and that's it. You know, it's just like, all right, it's the same 2 teams playing against each other over and over. Yeah, that's great advice, Bellahopia. Play the race you like. Play it a lot. You will get better. Alright, so we're in trouble now. He's outmaneuvered our trees. And the closest tree is... too far away to impact the game anymore. So I can 1-die, I can throw. Yeah, and for me, like, a big part of the replayability is for a game like this is mixing it up, you know, playing different teams, you know, trying different approaches. So I have a hard time playing a specific team for too long. I don't want to go there. And so he's out of position and serving no purpose.
The same stadium, and all desperate to see some shredding death.
Yeah, the main question, BHR Gaming, is do you... usually the main question is, do you like Bash or do you like skill teams or hedgy teams? That's the two main breakdowns. There are also hybrid teams that try to do both. Some do it a lot better than others.
This player should be brain transplant.
And that's usually Bash or skill elf ball or agi ball are probably the two different play styles that personalities connect with the most. Bash is more slow and steady and, you know, killing dudes. Elf ball is very frenetic, very active, very mobile, and also very adaptive, right? Like every turn is just this fresh opportunity to work out how best to get the ball or you know, that kind of thing. Whereas Bash teams, it's like you have to plan ahead of time. I'm moving in this direction, I'm moving the ball here, I'm going to have the ball at a certain point by turn X. Whereas elves are so fast and can get around the pitch that they can kind of save their planning until the turn in question. Can I throw deep root? Can I just toss him? Let's do some more disturbing presence throwing. Did he just 6 that? He did. What a man. That's a good spot, though. I'll try to stick that landing. Oh.
He seems a little stunned, doesn't he?
Stunned. Yeah, they're a bit of a hybrid, but I would say they're primarily Bash. Like, mostly you just wrecking things with your Saurus and your Crocs, and your Skinks just kind of walk behind them and score after everything's said and done. And they're not good at like throwing the ball, or even handing off is pretty risky, so picking up the ball is not easy. So yeah, I'd put them in the Bash category before I'd put them in the hybrid category. A good hybrid team, or a hybrid team, or good examples of hybrid teams, in my opinion, are humans, Bretonians, you know, I would say Skaven. I would say Underworld. A lot of people would argue that Skaven are an agility team, which is totally fair. But they have pieces that can really murder you. So, and yeah, you were asking about bloat earlier, why you fired guys. The Skinks are the prime example of bloat. It's like most people, if they don't get on their Skinks, if they don't get an attribute by level 3, it's time to fire the Skink and hope for better luck next time around. Well, I just got a 2-die uphill this Dodger. Hope for the best. So that's what I'm going to do. Oof. Do I take it? I think I do. Or I think I re-roll it. Darn. Well, at least he's stuck against the wall. Gotta push me at least.
Good defensive block.
Yeah, because since the skinks only have agility access, there's, you know, by the second, third skill, your returns are very diminished.
It's open. Let's hope nothing
Oof.
is smiling on those
Almost.
Knuckles always smile. Just don't always know which side is supported.
Suppose I should have saved the re-roll for the one-turn attempt. Level 7 is max level for a player. You have to get 176 SPPs to get there. So it's not usually seen. Except in yeah, it's level 7 you get 6 skills or 6 level ups. But yeah, your league has to run for a pretty long time. Even the, you know, this league, the Champions Ladder, which is sorry, which lasts about 6 weeks, and you can play as much as you want. It's so deadly that, you know, a lot of people die before they get to level 7. I did some good damage this time, though.
There's two big guys. It's always been.
Mm-hmm.
I think that tree man was thirsty, Joe.
You're right, Bob. It's a shame.
Nice.
That's how every match should end.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Bellapia. Yeah, they have a sweet spot right in the middle. I think a lot of teams have a sweet spot in the middle. Like, no one wants to face the killer chaos at the top, and dope. But yeah, most need to get a couple games under their belt before they start to develop their positionals. All right. Well, that was definitely more fun. I was in it, at least. The trees performed. I had the extra one, so. Oh, Lurkin Z, the fired halfling. Got the MVP. Got some armor breaks. Yeah, running out of halflings, though. That is the trick. Don't run out of halflings. Well, what was I going to look at? Oh, foul appearance. Four times 76%, so A little bit. Only a little bit worse than expected. I'm just glad I got to throw that many blocks. My goodness.
The regular season is in full swing. Come join us.
Lurkin Z. Gone. Fern Gully leveled. Ho ho! Things are looking up. This halfling team is great now. I just gotta hire another halfling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one more. Who we got? I've got PHR Gaming 1 next on the list. Yeah, Fern Gully. It's a classic. Thanks for getting that reference. Treebeard, yeah. That's a good name. Yeah, that's one of their main scoring things, is chucking a halfling with the ball and running him in. Alright, that was game 4 versus Nurgle. Definitely more interesting. I felt like I was in it till the end-ish. Once I ran out of halflings, it was just impossible not to get flanked, and the guy just ran it down. He had barely enough turns to win it. But that's life. That's life on the short side of things. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and come follow me on Twitch. I will see you soon. Next up is Kemri.